Good after midday, and gosh, I'm hungry. Now today we're going to be talking about the 7 hungers that no food will ever be able to satisfy. Because this is a struggle for some women, most women, if I may say so. Most women. The issue about weight and food, and the women who say, "Me, I don't know where my weight comes from." But most of us who are authentic and real know that it's coming from food. Okay. But also not just food, but it's about what are we eating and what's eating us, and what are we trying to feel with the food? What are we really, really hungry for? Okay. So the first hunger, let me talk about the hungers that food will never feel. One of the hungers that we have that food will never be able to feel is the hunger for God. Every human being desires to have a connection with a higher being, to know that there's somebody who has your life, someone who is bigger than all the issues that you're going through, okay? Someone who can be able to protect you and fight the battles for you, okay? And for us, that's God. And that hunger for God and feeling connected with God cannot be filled by food. It's not no amount of cookies, dark chocolate cake, or white chocolate cake, or are you celebrating already? Yeah, I thought so. No amount of that can never be able to be filled by food. It's about us reconnecting with God, having a deep connection with God, working on our faith, growing spiritually, feeding ourselves spiritually, and for us who are Christians, about feeding ourselves on the Word of God every single time and every single day, and that gives you a fulfillment and a satisfaction that no food can ever be able to fill. The other hunger that can never be fulfilled or satisfied by food is the hunger for romantic love. And please note, I am saying the hunger for romantic love. I'm not talking about the hunger for a man. Difference. Okay? Because you can even be married, you have a man in your life, and you're still hungry for that romantic love. You feel like you're not connecting romantically, you're not valued from a romantic perspective. You're not cherished from a romantic perspective. So women will say things like, he doesn't even take me out anymore. Listen, if you're a man and you're watching this, maybe the only thing that you need to do is take a stool or a seat and put it outside the house and take her out there, That is one of the ways to take her out, and have a conversation, so that the next time you're talking about it, you don't even go out. Please be specific. What do you mean out where? Okay? But that romantic connection of, you want to do activities with your significant other, you want to go dancing with them, you want to take long walks. That desire for romantic love cannot be fulfilled by food, cannot be satisfied by food. So you can't say he's annoyed me so much, so therefore I'm going to eat, I show him. You're the one who's going to carry that weight afterwards. All right? So that is the desire for that romantic love. That hunger cannot be fulfilled by anything else but you being able to express yourself and say, this is what I would like to see more in our relationship. I desire to see more romance in our relationship. Okay? The other hunger that cannot be fulfilled or satisfied by food is the hunger for family relationship, and I'm talking about that connection with your brother or with your sister. I have seen people getting completely dissatisfied, but they convince themselves that it's not a big deal when they have a member of the family that they're not seeing eye to eye with, or a member of the family that they're not connected with, or they have an unresolved issue with a member of the family who matters to them. Forgiveness is part of healthy relationship. And more so for our family members. Oh my goodness, we need to forgive them 70 times 7 times. Not collectively per person, per issue. Because they know where to touch our buttons. They know the things that will upset us. you know, because they have that kind of access into our lives. In their presence, we have got a level of vulnerability. And you have, when you have an unresolved issue with a family member, no amount of eating will ever satisfy that space until you reach out to them and begin to even if you may not redeem the relationship, you can make the issue right. Okay, you can make you can find shall I say peace with the issue by being able to say, let's talk about it, and being able to forgive it. Okay, so I know that that can be a real deep desire. Some people who have not seen their loved ones for many years, and they have that deep yearning, that hunger, and that hunger cannot be fulfilled by saying, let me go and sit somewhere and have some nice barbecued meat. It's not gonna fulfill or satisfy that hunger for that connection. Because every time you see two brothers talking, you'll be saying, I wish that I could talk with my brother like that. Every time you see two sisters hanging out and laughing, you'll be saying, I wish I could speak with my sister like that. Maybe some people, it's when their moms and their dads. There are people who have not seen their dad for a very long time, or their mom for a very long time, and they have tried to convince themselves that it doesn't matter. But imagine it matters. There's a hunger that comes with that cannot be fulfilled by anything. So it's about you just being able to reach out to them and just know that there is nothing on this life that you can't forgive someone for, but you may not need to relate with them the same way as you did before, but settle the issue. Because you will not be at rest until that issue is settled. The other hunger that cannot be fulfilled or satisfied by food is the hunger for purpose, the hunger for the meaning of life. No amount of eating, even in very expensive restaurant, or how many courses of meals, or hanging out is going to give you that fulfillment or answer for you what's the meaning of my life. And every time that you feel like your life has no meaning, most of us go back to, we find comfort in the food. We are like, let me go out and buy this and that. Let me go and buy this kind of food. I just want to eat greasy fries and all of that. You have to keep asking yourself, what am I hungry for? And a hungry soul, a soul that is hungry for purpose and meaning, cannot be satisfied by food, cannot be quenched by food, cannot be told to relax and to leer or be quietened by food. It will still continue screaming long after you've eaten. And that's why even if you, no matter how much you eat, your stomach could be full, but you'll still be saying, I don't know why I'm still hungry. Have you ever made that statement? I've just eaten, but I don't know why I'm still feeling hungry. That's a good point for you to ask yourself, what am I really hungry for? Okay? The other hunger that cannot be fulfilled or satisfied by food is the hunger for self-worth and self-value. There are times that we feel that we are very devalued, or our contribution is not being appreciated enough. There are times that we desire affirmation from a certain person in authority, or someone that you regard very highly in your life. And every time that you feel that we are being taken for granted by that person, then we revert to eating. Okay, we just say, I just want a chocolate cake, but it's because we're trying to make ourselves feel better or good or worthy. Okay, but again, it's about asking yourself, what am I really desiring, and is eating or overeating going to give me a sense of self-worth and self-respect and self-value? No. It's being able to say to that person, I'd really like you very much if you could appreciate that I've done 1, 2, or 3, because I really did go out of my way. Or having the conversation of ways in which you would like them to show you appreciation. Because the thing that we take it for granted is that people know us. You yourself, do you know yourself? Do you know, even you may not know yourself very well. So don't relegate the responsibility of being known to somebody else. By the way, that's a bus moment. Have you captured that? Don't relegate that to somebody else. You got to be able to say to someone, this is how I feel appreciated. This is how I feel. I would like you to acknowledge that really I've gone out of my way in this particular space. Okay, so that desire and that hunger for being appreciated and affirmed, for self-worth and self-value cannot be fulfilled or satisfied by food. The other one is the hunger to be the best version of yourself. This comes from always feeling like your shadow self is always winning. You know, there's the best version of yourself which imagines getting up early in the morning and even can see themselves in the gym exercising. And you're still in bed, but you can see the best version of yourself where? In the gym, doing on the cross trainer like this and sweating. Then you come back to your shadow self, which is still in bed. You know, then that desire for wanting to be the best version of yourself cannot be fulfilled by food. It's not saying you can't be fulfilled by saying, okay, fine, didn't go to the gym, let me go and sit and eat so I can make myself better. Please let me make myself some big breakfast and sit and feel better about that. No, it's about being able to say, you know what, I can still be the best version of myself, because as long as I'm waking up every day and just imagining myself in that gym, on that treadmill, on whatever, it's not going to satisfy. I'm going to be eating to feel for a hunger that cannot be satisfied by food. And it's okay for you to hunger, for you to be a better person, but also do something about it. Feed it in the right way. Okay, give it the right food, and the right food for that is get out of bed, do what you need to do to be the best version of yourself. Whether you need to read. The people who've been feeling they have let themselves down so much because they can't even remember the last time they sat and read a book, and yet they would like to read books. Okay, so again, the only way to feed it is to feed it with the right food. If it's about the desire to better yourself by reading, then pick even one book and start reading it. Purpose that every time you feel that hunger, that you'll sit and read that book. And also, they have to also mention that you also don't try and feel that hunger by also reading a lot of fiction books. The people who escape life, they escape the shadow self by saying, let me get into the life of this, fictitious character. And so they surround themselves with a lot of fictions, and so they are always in a dreamy fantasy world that doesn't exist. Get out there and do what you need to do to be the best version of yourself without trying to escape it. All right. Then the other hunger, and when I was thinking about this particular hunger, I was actually laughing because I had a moment in myself, because it was what I've titled it is tech-driven hunger. Driven by technology. I was laughing because I thought, yeah, that can cause you another hunger that causes you to go and eat. Now, if you're spending your time on Instagram, watching posts of people like posting food, and you're always there looking at those foods that are being posted. Do you know how hungry you can feel? Okay, and then, or maybe you are always watching YouTube channels of people who are making different kinds of cuisines and foods and all of that. You can actually end up being very, very hungry. Or you're following people's lifestyle on the technology on Instagram. You see people are in these posh, looking nice, serene environments. They have traveled. They're on a cruise. When you look at where you are nowhere near a cruise. My friend, maybe you're just in tracksuits and you have your child who's telling you, "Mommy, I want to, I don't know, do what." Then you're thinking, this life is very far from, and you just come from watching this, looking at these Instagram photos. I mean, you can get hungry for that lifestyle that you could never be, that at this particular moment you're not able to afford. Maybe later you will be able to afford it, but this particular moment you are not in that position to afford it. I believe in abundance, and I believe that it's accessible and possible for you too. But don't keep feeding yourself with that, because what it does is that it causes you to go and start eating and saying, "I'm so miserable, my life is just so bad." Okay, so that tech-driven hunger again can give you a hunger that no amount of eating is going to fulfill or feed. So every time you're reaching out after you've nourished your body, because we should be eating to nourish our bodies, not just to feed it. Okay, after you've nourished your body and you still feel like you want to eat some more, please ask yourself, what am I hungry for? And is what I'm hungry for, will it be fulfilled by food, or can I feed it with what it needs? Okay, so with that, go eat. Okay, eat the right food for the right purpose as you become more bold, more authentic, and more significant. Let your light shine.